The United States has set its sights on Ukraine's vast mineral wealth to bolster its strategic resources. Ukraine holds substantial reserves of rare earth minerals crucial for high-tech industries. In early 2025, the U.S. proposed a deal offering military support for 50% of Ukraine's natural resource revenue. This included minerals, oil, gas, ports, and infrastructure. The U.S. valued these resources at $500 billion, a figure disputed by Ukraine. Many resources are in territories occupied by Russian forces, complicating the proposal. Concerns in Kyiv arose about sovereignty and long-term economic stability. Critics viewed the proposal as the U.S. leveraging its position to secure a favorable deal. This perception fueled skepticism towards the U.S.'s intentions. The U.S. administration defended its proposal as a win-win situation, claiming it would bolster Ukraine's economy. They argued it would create jobs, attract foreign investment, and strengthen the strategic partnership. This partnership, they emphasized, was crucial in the face of growing Russian assertiveness and Chinese influence. The timing of the proposal, when Ukraine was heavily reliant on U.S. military aid, raised eyebrows. Critics argued the U.S. was attempting to capitalize on Ukraine's vulnerability. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky took a firm stance against the U.S. proposal, refusing to sign the initial deal. He cited the lack of concrete security guarantees and the inflated U.S. valuation of Ukrainian resources. Zelensky argued that the ongoing conflict made a fair assessment impossible, with many resources inaccessible due to Russian occupation. He emphasized that Ukraine was not for sale and its sovereignty was non-negotiable. Zelensky's rejection was met with mixed reactions. Some praised his courage, while others feared it could alienate the U.S. Critics argued that his decision jeopardized a crucial alliance and could weaken international support for Ukraine. Zelensky highlighted the billions of dollars in military and financial aid received from the U.S. since the conflict began. While grateful, he maintained that this did not give the U.S. the right to demand a share of Ukraine's resources. The rejection fueled concerns about the U.S.'s intentions and its commitment to Ukraine's sovereignty. The debate over the proposal underscored the complex dynamics of the U.S.-Ukraine relationship. Zelensky's rejection of the mineral deal drew sharp rebuke from former U.S. President Donald Trump. Trump criticized Zelensky, labeling him a dictator and accusing him of breaking the deal, echoing rhetoric used by Russian President Vladimir Putin. This highlighted the complex geopolitical landscape surrounding the U.S.-Ukraine mineral deal. The U.S. sought to reduce its dependence on China for rare earth minerals, seeing Ukraine as a potential alternative source. Trump's personal attacks threatened to undermine negotiations and complicate U.S.-Ukraine relations. His comments were widely condemned by the international community. The U.S. administration distanced itself from Trump's remarks, emphasizing its commitment to a mutually beneficial agreement with Ukraine. They stressed the strategic importance of securing rare earth minerals and reducing dependence on China. The administration also emphasized that any deal would be transparent and respectful of Ukraine's sovereignty. The future of the U.S.-Ukraine mineral deal remains uncertain. The initial proposal, met with resistance from Zelensky, is off the table. Both sides acknowledge the potential benefits of cooperation in the critical mineral sector. The focus has shifted to a more targeted pact on rare earth minerals. This reflects the U.S.'s strategic priorities and may make the deal more palatable to Ukraine. Reports emerged in late February 2025 suggesting a deal had been signed, focusing on rare earth minerals. However, these reports were contradicted by Ukrainian officials who maintained that negotiations were ongoing. The conflicting information highlighted the sensitive nature of the negotiations. The U.S. faces the challenge of balancing its strategic interests with maintaining a strong relationship with Ukraine. Pushing too hard could backfire, potentially pushing Ukraine closer to Russia or China, while failing to secure access to Ukraine's mineral wealth could hinder the U.S.'s efforts to compete with China.